If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Yo, GMS fam. Prepare for liftoff, baby. Welcome back to the GMS show. Happy Monday to everybody. You know we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes. Passing it forward to you. Hopefully that you pass it back to everybody else. Hope everybody's getting to the money, reaching their goals. All that good shit. Shout out to Aries, baby, G Black Man, America, Trey 979, Brim, Dog, North Nim 901, King Lukey in the building, my guy AP. Oh yeah, new beginnings, y'all. We're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna build it up the right way. Ty Ward, what's going on, y'all? Thank y'all for pulling up on me today. We're gonna call this the first official episode of the motherfucking GMS show. Alright? Let's go. Now, for those that don't know or haven't really heard, there's a few things I'm going to be cutting back on this channel. And we're going to be making this more about the GMS show and the things that we do here and pushing the content that we need to keep pushing the right way. But I'll get more to that, and I'll talk about that at another time. What we do need to focus on right now is episode 1 of this shit. Of course, we did a lot of episodes already, but I'm going to make this the official one so that we can continue to number these as we go, because there's going to be so much more GMS show episodes to pull up and to bring to y'all. But today's episode, we have to talk about this shit. There's not only one pandemic going on, there's another going on, and it's the world of the simps. King Luke, you already see, he said, I'm a simp. JR said, I'm proud to simp. I'm glad we do have some self-proclaimed simps in here because we need to get it from both angles. Pause. We got to talk about this because I feel like now there is a big space for simps to just, I guess, simp and use all their simping powers to now become ahead of the game in a way where a lot of it is, look, man, some people want to deny it, but I see it. The simps are the ones now becoming the ones running game and figuring out how they can get some coochie when they couldn't do it before. So much so that now we have simps teaching simps how not to be simps. Granted, you got to learn something to get out of something, but some people don't lose their traits. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't really lose those traits. You can get money, you can get notoriety, you can be the most popular person in the world, that's not going to change your personality or who you are. But we're not going to get that deep into it. All I know is that there is now a space for simping, and we have to talk about where this is going. And I see it going in a way where these dudes are going to forget who they are. You can't forget you a simp. You can't be the big simp, and then because you got money and because you got popularity, now all of a sudden you with the niggas that already been doing this without money. Now, a good conversation came up, man. I heard a conversation about the difference between a person being a simp and not a simp when it comes to how they approach women. So when you approach women in a certain way, how do you start off the conversation? Do you start off with your occupation, or do you start off with your credentials and things that you've done or accomplished and your title, or do you start out with having a simple conversation and try to get to know somebody? I think that right there is the first step into realizing if you a simp or not. What up, Talking Parodies? I see you, brother. I think, and it was interesting to hear this, because what I mean by simps forgetting that they are simps, some be in denial. Some be feeling like because they do certain things or because they got a little money that it's not considered simping because these are things that you do. But a good conversation came up of, if you have to start out with talking about who you are, start out with your credentials or start out with your occupation, that doesn't make you somebody that got game. That means you need a crutch to be able to get somebody. So if you walk up to somebody right now, men, you walk up to a woman right now, or whatever you're into, and you go, "Hey, I'm so and so, and I do this for a living." If I walked up to a girl and said, "Hey, what's going on?" Yeah, I'm Jaquan. I do the GMS show on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We almost got 5,000 subscribers. I got a bunch of views. You know what I'm saying? That's me trying to use a crutch to try to get somebody's attention or try to get somebody's time or to try to bag a chick. Do you think that's necessary? Is that a necessary thing to do, regardless of if you do it or not? Because you can also lie about your occupation or lie about the things that you got to get a girl. That's extra simping. Because what you gonna do if you get her and you can't prove that you got all this shit, because now in her mind, she's only with you now because of all the shit that you done said you had. And then now you ain't got it. So what you gonna do about that? You ain't hit yet. You ain't even crossed first base, but you told her all this shit you had, and now that the motherfucker with you, what do you got? Can you even have good conversation with a motherfucker? Can you actually get to know somebody? I don't know. NBA old boy Zen Master says simping ain't pimping because you either got simp bones or pimp bones, and they mutually exclusive. Now, see, I think people like you and me can understand that, but where we're getting to now is the dudes who are simps who forget they are simps because now they're getting taught by niggas like Fresh and Fit how to try to pick up women when they can't. They can't do it on their own. Imagine listening to two other dudes try to tell you how to pick up women from their perspective when they used to be you. It's not gonna work. They got the money, they got the notoriety to bring these girls on and talk about it. I guarantee you, they do not have a high percentage of people that watch their fucking channel who have now garnished the skills to pick up women. Which is why a lot of these motherfuckers come back to talk shit, because that's what dudes do who don't have the skills to get a woman. They end up talking shit to women or about women because they're projecting that hurt that they had on them. See, niggas that got game, niggas that are able to pull a woman, they ain't bothered by little snarky remarks we understand that. That's what you do. You emotional. You gonna say some off-brand shit. I ain't gotta react to that. I ain't gotta go off on you. It's never looked tough to me to have a nigga go off on a woman like, "Oh, bitch," trying to be that does not look, it does not make you look tough. What up, Jeff? He says simping, using professions or possessions and achievements as armor over your insecurities if you running your resume for draws. That's the thing. If you have to start out that way, because they're gonna eventually know what you do. they're gonna eventually know what you do. It's inevitable. If you got game, if you can talk to a woman, if you can get a woman to give you some of her time based off of just you being who you are without having to show your credentials, oh, you got it. Excuse me, you got it, bro. And that's a testament to the line between pimps and simps. And I'm not even necessarily using the pimp phrase or word as just saying a nigga that got a bunch of girls. I'm just saying like between niggas that got game and niggas that don't. But it was a good title, Simp and Pimps. It was a good title. But you know what I mean by that. I don't think dudes should be able to start off with, because that you're setting yourself up. Especially if you're a person that's genuinely looking for a real relationship with somebody, starting off with your occupation and starting off with your wealth is only going to make that person see a certain part of you and only focus on that part of you. It's a good sign when you can go up and brag to a girl and be like, yeah, I got this, I do that. I know this person, I know that person, and she's not interested at all. That means her intentions are probably in a better place than you think. Just because she denied you, you probably looked at her like, oh man, what, you gonna deny all that? That's a good sign. That's a person that's actually looking for something legit. Baby G said, starting off with what you do, what you got, assumes the type of woman you're approaching. Only shallow females like that. To most women, that's a turnoff. Zen Master said, if Zen wanted to simp, he could have XYZ, but he'd be paying for it dearly. Yeah, that's true. JR said, what about the ones who do have game but doesn't use it? That don't make sense. You use it, motherfucker. Why would you have game and not use it if you were trying to get in a relationship or actually get a woman counterpart? What up, Prophylactic? He said, it's sad being yourself these days, I guess. Materialistic mentality is a flawed and weak. Yeah, it is. He said, Fool's ass crazy. He said his feet was on a white rug eating pizza last night. Fool was getting it in. You were getting it in. I heard you were getting it in. I heard Fool was doing some things last night. Talking Parody said, like I told my son, you don't need game, you are the game. Just be you in the raw, no initial convo about what he got going on. Young lad got as many female friends as male friends. And now I think that's another thing. I can relate to that because I had a lot of female friends growing up. And it wasn't because I was just going after all of them like, yo. I think that is like the biggest turn off for girls too, when you continuously try to go at a bunch of different girls and all this type of shit at the same time. You build friendships with motherfuckers. And eventually, whatever kicks off with you and whoever will kick off with you and whoever, because that connection was that motherfucking genuine. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that is something that is getting lost these days because we got certain people trying to teach simps how not to be simps. Like, I'm not against that. I'm not against somebody learning how to actually talk to women and actually present themselves in a way, because look, man, nobody wants to sit up there and be rejected their whole life. Nobody wants to be denied the coochie their whole life. So you got to figure out a way to be yourself while also not being a coochie repellent. You know what I'm saying? Damon said, being a simp starts at home with the simp dad if he's there. Well, women raise simps also though. Yeah, that's another thing I was going to get into. It also has to do with how you were raised. Nobody really kind of set you up to talk to women or to talk to a counterpart to even know if you've got game or not. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really set you up for that. They kind of threw you in with the wolves, and you had to look around and see how your other friends interacted with girls and tried to do the same thing, but it didn't happen for you like it did with them because they was being themselves. You aren't being yourself. When you're not being yourself, a lot of people can notice it. It's very obvious when you are not being yourself. For real. Be the best version of yourself and like who like you. Exactly. 3G said, I should have did that. I smashed everything moving. Niggas was horn dogs, but I think that helped a lot with the way that I was able to talk to women growing up, was just trying to be myself in a way where I knew I had some humor to me. I knew I could keep a conversation. I knew I didn't have to like freeze up or like be nervous around girls, because my intentions weren't to try to get every girl in the room. It was the fact that, okay, we have a group of motherfuckers in here. How we gonna liven this bitch up? I was more of the like, yo, we gotta make this shit fun. We gotta do something. Like, I was one of those people. That's why a lot of people gravitated towards me growing up, because I was just a dude that was like, all right, we ain't just finna sit here and stare at a fucking wall, stare at a TV, nigga. Like, we gonna do something. We gonna figure out something, get a game going or something. Being that guy held me down over the years. And I think where simps fall short is the fact that they think too much about what other motherfuckers are doing to get women. They see the people on Instagram, they see the money, they see the flashy shit, the material shit, and they're like, and they see the dudes that have this stuff and the women that are around them and that pay them attention. They're like, yo, I want that too. I want that too. And it's all it takes is having bread. Oh, let me get something cracking on the internet. Let me get my popularity up. Let me get my notoriety up. That way, these hoes will fuck with me. Ty Ward said, being afraid of rejection had me walk past several women growing up. Yeah, that's another thing. I think that's another way to get prepared for life, is rejection. So don't just apply it to your relationship life and you trying to get a significant other. Apply it to your whole overall life, especially with things you're trying to achieve. You got a goal in life and you trying to achieve that shit. You have to be able to accept rejection. And what's one of the worst ways, or one of the worst feelings for a guy coming up in the dating life or trying to get a girl or whatever the case may be? Getting rejected, that shit hurts. Especially when you really want a motherfucker. Like, damn. But how you pick yourself back up and bounce back from that is a testament to how you'll move in life when it comes to other things. You got an outlet over here that you're trying to achieve, or you got some goals in life you're trying to achieve. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be denied so many times over and over and over again. But how you approach life after that, being the type of person that's not scared of rejection and not in the fucking forceful, creepy, fucking muscrestation way, but being the type to be like, all right, she turned me down. All right, that shit kind of hurt, whatever. I know there's, out of all the women in the world, that one girl does not dictate the billions of other women on this earth. You have, that's what I don't think people understand. They've tried to date this person, that person. You probably struck out 10 times, 15, 20 times in life. But when you think about it on a more broad scale, you've struck out 10, 20 times out of billions. Do you know how many more times you need to try? Do you know that there is somebody out there exactly for you, but you don't know that because of how many people you've been attracted to? See, people forget that as well. You may have been turned down, or not even just turned down. You probably was in relationships and it didn't work out. Multiple relationships and it didn't work out. But you're not thinking it from a standpoint of, oh man, like maybe I need to switch some shit up. Maybe it's who I'm attracted to and the certain type of woman I'm trying to achieve, but really that type of person isn't for me. You think they are. You think that person fits your personality and who you are and your energy and your mood, until you continuously try to get to know these motherfuckers. See, one thing people forget is that when you first get into a relationship with somebody, you both are trying your best to impress a person. And sometimes that may be clouded by you doing things that you wouldn't normally actually do. But you're going above and beyond and doing things that you probably wouldn't normally do on a regular basis later on down the line in a relationship, but you're doing it because you want to impress that person. No, you shouldn't do that. If this isn't who you are, if this isn't what you want to do, if this isn't that, do not fake it in the beginning, because it will bite you in the ass. That person will be like, yo, I thought you were this way. You really was putting on the front. And some people with personality issues, who can't develop their own personality, who have to kind of leech on to everybody else's who they are and try to develop or try to adapt to their significant other. That's the worst. You have to be yourself in the situation. A lot of people try to adapt to who that person is, so they'll try to act like the person, talk like the person. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to do everything you can think of. Even when it comes to people having their own friend groups and doing the things that they want to do with their friends. Now you trying to adapt to, now they're not just your people, they are people. So when you and your friends want to go do something, now your significant other wants to tag along because they don't really have nothing to do. People really have to find their own. You have to find your own way out here. People are not going to continuously try to comfort you in that way. Life is going to continue to go on. Ty Ward said, have me ready to run and hide was like that until I got some cutty, then I got the game. Exactly. Shy Girl said, I'm late to the chat because I'm watching the Black Babel video from yesterday. That was deep, homie. Yeah, if you didn't catch that video, go ahead and watch that shit. Trey979 said, simps deserve everything that happens to them. Even if they get some coochie, you deserve it too, man. If you a simp and you a cold-hearted simp, I'm talking about full-blooded simp, and you end up getting some coochie, man, all power to you. Fu said, that was the best advice I told myself, had to leave some unhappy tings. I said, fam, if it ain't one other person out here that rocks with me, then I'm lame as hell. Exactly. Brim Dog said, I'm not a fool though. I'm where I want to be, happily simping. Yeah, some people are cool with that. Now, I wanted to be very clear. When this first started, I said I'm glad I got simps in the room, because this ain't about tearing down simps or making people be like, oh man, fuck simps. Nah, this is the bridge between the two. I don't want to confuse the two. If you a simp, you a simp. If you a motherfucker that got game, you a motherfucker that got game. You can't be a simp that all of a sudden figure some shit out and now you got the code. No, it's once a simp, always a simp. You can't you fall in line with it, which is a trait. It's a fucking trait. It's a human trait, and we have to and we just have a word for it that makes it sound crazy. What up, Reggie Indiana? He said asking for a dance in the club from a woman at a table full of her friends was the worst, but after a while the hurt becomes indifference and then it eventually becomes funny. Yeah, you gotta shoot your shot. Now shoot your shot, because you never fucking know. How many of y'all have out there tried to shoot your shot and it didn't work, but then out of that one time, that one random time you shot your shot and it worked out for you, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by how you take rejection. You can't take rejection as a all-out defeat. Fuck the world, I don't want to deal with this shit, fuck women. You can't take it like that, because you have so many other chances to succeed. And this is life. It's not no competition, because a lot of people do feel like they're in competition. They'll see somebody in a relationship and be like, why don't I have one? Because that's not you. It wasn't your time yet. You didn't find that person. This is not a competition. This is not a game. This is not for people to try to rush to do. And people learn it the hard way, because then they get in relationships. They might end up getting somebody pregnant and then turn out being the baby mom from hell. The motherfucker that you cannot stand and cannot deal with and you fucking hate, and you can't believe you got this bitch pregnant. That's the biggest example of it all, because that's what we see a lot of the times. People do not take the time to be careful enough to think about their future and their mental state and how things may end up with somebody. Now, I'm not saying you can predict the future, but a lot of the times people do rush into some shit because they so ready, or think they ready to have a relationship, and think they ready to have kids, think they ready to get married, but they not giving themselves the allotted time to really get to know somebody. People think you can know somebody after a year or 2 years or 5 years. No, you really have to go through it with somebody to see who that person is. You got to see if that person is really for you. It don't take a year or two. It damn near takes a lifetime. Some people got to go through a bunch of shit. Like, I know right now, like, the subject of marriage has come up quite a few times in my relationship. In the past, all that shit. But I know that given the events that have taken place over the years, that would have been a mistake. Because we needed to continue to get to know each other. Because when you get married, you take on whole other responsibilities than just being together and being a family. There's other things that go into it. You got to be sure you want to be with somebody for the rest of their life before you hop into that shit. And I know we kind of digress a little bit from simping, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, the simp game, those are guys that need to be married. They don't need to be the guys out here trying to get coochie left and right. They need to, the reason why they simping is because a lot of simps really want a legit relationship. They just want to be held down. They want somebody to love them. They want somebody to care about them. They want somebody to be down for them. That's really what a simp is. A lot of niggas that do got game and do be out here be the main ones that are trying to hit everything and trying to get what they can and keep moving. I believe a lot of simps really do want a real relationship. But then you have some people that come in like, let's say the fresh and fit guys who are now being like, let's fight fire with fire. You're only creating more problems in the relationship, community. Talking about the guys that y'all see on the dating apps and be out there in the field talking to guys on a regular basis and the people in y'all inboxes. What sense does it make to have them go against the same woman that's trying to finesse them? No, you're only teaching them about one demographic. You're only teaching these guys who are watching you and trying to learn how to talk to women about the finessers. Why are you only teaching about the finessers? There's women out there that will love to be with a simp. Somebody that would do everything for them, will go the extra mile, and that will motherfucking die for them. Come on. And you want to only teach these guys about the finessers who only have one agenda, and that is to finesse. Which is why I bring up them being projectors, because they project what they went through and then try to apply it to the people that they so-called teaching. See, when those guys was like, all men are virtually invisible to women. That's them talking about themselves. I've never been invisible to nobody in my life, especially being this big. I'm not no GQ motherfucking man of the motherfucking year, but I'll make a bitch laugh. For real. What's the fastest way to a woman's heart? What's the fastest way to a woman's heart? Put it in the chat right now. What do y'all think is the fastest way to a woman's heart? Black man said, what about people that have to be in a relationship just to say they got someone? I think that's simping also. Yeah, if you just be in a relationship just to say you, because that applies to the people that just want to hurry up and get into some shit because they see everybody else doing the shit. Oh, my homegirl over here got a man, so I got to go get a man. Or, oh, my nigga over here, he got a down-ass chick. Every time I'm around him, she doing this and that, man, I need one of those. And instead of actually looking for the traits, they just trying to find the mimic. They trying to find the clones of the people that they see. No, you gotta, nigga. Reggie said, all men want the idea of a loyal woman, one that would take you out of the game. Yep. Damon said, older deuce, Corona helped kill it, but it was dying before that. Simps logic. If I do this for you, then I get the booter. That is, I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, for sure. Will Stumbler said, for me, it depends on the particular female and the situation. Prophylactic said, most men and women date for approval of from others. I see that too. AP said, $40. Ty Ward said, make her smile. Wilt said, comedy, her mouth. Damn. Zen Master said cash. Shy Girl said money or fixing her car or paying for something that she was not anticipating you to do. Okay. Once they grin, you in. Hell yeah. Mr. E said girth. Pause. C. Reef said, I lost a friend because he was a stepdad simp. Nigga, take care of your own kids. See, now, let me tell you this, because I got a couple homeboys who have taken on the role as a stepdad. I commend motherfuckers for stepping up when other motherfuckers couldn't, especially in a relationship, especially if you not with somebody no more and you still take the initiative to be an adult figure and somebody who is positive as a parent figure in that child's life, which, you know, I believe every child needs both those parents, regardless if it's your stepdad or your real dad. Now, when it comes to niggas that's getting like disrespected and you taking care of somebody else's child, or like if the parent is like constantly, or you basically are the better parent than the other parent and the other parent ain't doing shit, literally ain't doing shit, then yeah, you probably simping, especially if you ain't got an actual relationship. But for men that have been in that child's life their whole life, it's different. You know, that child views that step parent as a parent. They don't see him as the step dad. They see him as dad. They don't view him as stepmom. They view him as mom. It's like there's intricacies in that. You'd have to elaborate on that more, C. Reef. Anthony Walker, most content creators are simps, didn't get pussy till YouTube, living off bitches, no jobs. Hey, man. That's another way for simps to come up. The internet is another place for simps to come up and for simps to actually get put. Because that's a lot of their main goals too. Like, oh, if I get popular on YouTube, I'm going to get some pussy. And it's like the first thing they be waiting on. And then when it happens, motherfuckers will go through it. Let's talk about academics for a second, because academics is a known simp. He's a self-proclaimed simp. He knows a lot of his chat and the people that support him are simps too. Man, he had a situation with a girl named Selena Powell. He bought Selena a G-Wagon, somebody who he knew for a fact was fucking on the whole industry, but because he was never used to getting a girl like that, or any really bad bitch for that matter at all, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that level of simping, especially when you got the bread to do it, will take you to another level of realization. I think that's another reason why Act does go off on women the way that he does now, because he's like, yo, you motherfuckers have been putting me through the ringer. I have done nothing but simp nicely to you motherfuckers, and y'all still want to disrespect me? So I think that's the reason why Act be going off on. He's like, yo, fuck that shit. So now I said, I think there are different ways to different women's hearts. Everyone does not require the same thing. Yes, that is very true. Grits and Gravy said food, consistency, and expensive purse. I like the fact that we have women in the chat as well. What's up, Queen Kales? I see you. Because they can help expand on this more. Because if we're talking about what women like as men, we got to get that perspective as well. We can't just guess. You know what I'm saying? What up, Young Rain? He said, yo, had to tune in. LOL, I cut the music off at work for this. He said, wait, I support, but I damn sure ain't no simp. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there should be, I also don't think there should be a fight or like some type of tension between niggas who are simps and niggas who are not. Because when you think about it, they're in two totally different realms. The dudes that can get a woman without having to be a simp, and the dudes that have to use certain things as simps to get a woman. They're in two different totally realms. You put these two dudes in the same room, one is leaving with a woman, one is not. That's basically that's how you split that up. There shouldn't be no heat between that. Young Ray said most of y'all favorite rappers simps, and if you got the money and ain't no simp, money is power. Power is power, and women do it all the time. Yeah, you hear about a lot of rappers tricking off, and it's crazy because what's the regular stereotype for entertainers, rappers, artists, and shit? That they don't need to do certain shit to get women because they have so many groupies, so many fans, and so many people that are willing to do whatever just to get by them. They wouldn't need to spend no money. Like When I found out that most these guys, most these rappers out here, most these motherfuckers with money pay for it, regardless of how you do it, whether you paying her to leave or paying her to come through, you're paying for it. And you are a man, like people be breaking their fucking backs to be celebrities. And a lot of it has to do with who they get, their options of who they get to fuck become more incredible at that point. Chicks you would have never dreamed of smashing, you end up smashing. These are in the eyes of people who have that type of mentality. And I think it's wild to me that is actually the reality of it all. I thought niggas can just walk into a room and a chick will just, oh my God, and that's it right there. Hey, if you are attractive to me and you look fine, okay, let's get it in. No, these motherfuckers really be putting money down on that dresser. And they have whole name, and then it makes you think, because some of us are niggas sitting at the crib with no millions in the bank, no notoriety, and can pull a chick every other day of the week without having to use any type of credentials or anything. So you have to think about it from that standpoint, man. You shouldn't want to be the famous guy as much as you think you should. Like, there's other things that come into play with it. 3G said, I practice the give a little to get a lot method. Just make them earn it. Young Rain said the word simp is not really wild or are not really valid because most men do something to get the woman, and rappers, most of them sexing the same woman. Yeah, if you're in the industry and you got and you smash somebody, 9 times out of 10 somebody who is your peer did it too. Will Stumlin said, I also find women who don't want the money and want a genuine dude. I'm not a simp, but I'm picky. Yeah, that's good. That is good. That is good. Be picky. When it comes to that, when it comes to somebody you want to spend a long time with as your significant other, be picky. And do not stress about it. Be picky. If something is, it don't matter. If a motherfucker sneeze wrong, I don't give a fuck how it makes you look. That is the end of that right there. Hey, y'all can be friends, but we ain't finna be in a relationship. I don't like the way you fucking sneezed. I don't want to hear that for the rest of my life. Be picky. Because the way that this shit is set up, most people are going to pretend like who they really are instead of actually being who they really are. They're going to pretend first. You're going to get a lot of people who pretend, especially if you're in the dating game right now. Like I said earlier, people like to put up a front when you first get with them. They are trying their best to impress you. They're trying their best to get you on their team. Let me bag, like just like you trying to bag her, she gonna try to bag you the way that she do it. All I'm saying is get to really know people. Black man said Pastor Holcomb pays the woman in the congregation $200 at the Robert Taylor Holmes Baptist Church. Fu said, cause you want her tomorrow, but Floyd gonna have her in Greece. How you gonna jump in that line? He said allegedly no millions. Yes, allegedly. Damon says, GMS Act said he didn't buy that and we crazy to think that, LOL. He said he let her say he was her dude and bought that, but that was for clout. I don't know. He could have been lying to cover up his simping. Yeah, it could have been. I mean, I don't put it past clout chasers either. You know what I'm saying? Hey, people have a lot of conversation behind the scenes, and I know some of y'all know that, but I need to let y'all know all these people that have viral moments and the shit that happens, the controversy, all that shit is playing behind the scenes. When you have notoriety and you need to continue to be in the news for controversy or whatever, just to continue the numbers and all that shit. Oh, it's easy. Hey, Selena, I need you to do something for me. Go up and say that I bought you a G-Wagon because these niggas gonna go crazy. They gonna call me the ultimate simp. Niggas gonna be in my chat flooding my shit. Just say it. It don't matter if it's true or not. Just say it. Because, I mean, it's not like he couldn't continue on his career after that. Clearly he did. So I don't put it past nobody. I don't put it past them at all. These are people that create content. So You got to get it how you get it. And a lot of these people do lie to try to create a moment so that they can be the one that's in the trending topics for today. Young Ray said, men and women simp each other because think most women want you to get to know them by taking them out. LOL, you got to spend that money. Yeah, it depends on who, because, I mean, not every woman wants you to take her out and spend money on her. Some women are cool. Some women are like, yo, we can chill at the crib. We can figure some shit out, or we can go to the park. We can walk around, do some regular shit, enjoy the fucking air. Like, I love people that enjoy doing nothing sometimes. Like, can we just sit and chill, watch some shit? I like that. I'm telling you. Trey said, you got to be compatible on a fake level first. Ha! I heard that. Prophylactic said, you meet a person representative first, then after a few weeks, the real her comes out, vice versa. Chivalry always works in today's world of mama's boys. Look, all I know is the way that this works. People have to understand the mindset. I think that's one of the biggest points out here. You got to try to understand the mindset of how people work. You can for the most part tell if somebody's being genuine or not right off the bat. A lot of these people really aren't good actors. It's just that when you in a moment and you want something so bad and you simping or you want a relationship so bad, you look past a lot of shit. You look past a lot of shit. Young race or black man said, we start paying as kids when we had to pay for popcorn and movie and the skating rink. Since teenagers, boys are trained to simp as men. Young Ray said, I never met a woman who didn't want that. It was maybe one that's extremely rare in Memphis. LOL. Good luck. Pooza said, I'm not a normal dude that like to do cool stuff like that. Ty Ward said, listen to Music Soul Child first song. He explains it. What up, the Owl Show? The Owl, is it the AI show or the Owl Show? Is it the AI or Owl? He said, I don't know how people come up in the world these days, but when I was a young man, there were no simps. There were and are different types of men: geeks, nerds, jocks, criminals, etc. That's reality. Yeah, I think this term simp is on the rise for simply the fact that I think men want to try to bridge that gap, or men want to divide that gap. They want to separate themselves from the simp and the niggas that actually got game. And there's people out here pretending to be the dudes who got game, teaching other simps how to come up, when really in reality, it's just a bunch of simps getting together to take out their motherfucking frustrations on the same chicks that denied them in their lifetime, in my opinion. AP said, let's talk about it. Paying for a date is not simping. I don't think it's simping either, because that person could eventually be the person that you spend a lot of your time with. And and you can use it in a technical term when people say, oh, you paying for pussy, or you paying for dates, or you paying for women. In a sense, I guess you can say that, but the intentions there are different. The atmosphere is different. You're taking a chance. This also is part of taking a chance. If you're a person with the intentions, like if you're a man with the intentions of finding a real relationship, real connection with somebody, trying to develop something, then I don't think it's simping to take somebody out to dinner to get to know somebody. You're going to do it when y'all together anyway. Y'all going to fucking do it when you together anyway. You're going to continue to spend money y'all entire relationship. But it's the guys that will spend the money just for something temporary. That's a waste. Prophylactic said, Hollywood taught us how to be simps and pimps. You never hear of a diamond ring until Hollywood commercials. Geeks, nerds, and some jocks are all under the simp category. Yeah, because if you got to be, let's say, a jock, and you walk up to a girl and you probably in the NFL now, and the first thing you say is, hey, I'm so-and-so from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, you simping off the bat. You want to get her off the bat and very easily because of your occupation. You could be a weird-ass nigga, But because you see that as the key to getting pussy in certain aspects, you only use that. Zen Master said, if you volunteer yourself to be abused by women, you are a simp. There are a lot of superficial women out here, though, yeah. Also, the BMs that ain't shit to their children. He said, yeah, Brimdog said, yeah, that's tricking. Will said, I feel like you can be a simp and have game, but it depends on your definition of game. AP said, you hella lame if a biatch can get a pick too. Black man said, men made up the word simp because we was going broke over women with fake everything. No, now simps are paying for the fake stuff on the women. That could be true. Ace said, GMS, what is your definition of a simp? My definition of a simp is a guy who isn't trying at all to develop any sort of game when it comes to not just women, but life overall. Letting people run over you and use you for everything and being okay with it. A simp doesn't have anything to just do with relationships, man. A simp is everything. If you let people run over you on a daily basis, you don't speak up for yourself. You quick to just do things because people say do it or ask you to do it. You don't have no pick up and go about yourself. You ain't got no balls. You ain't got no confidence. None of that. You are a simp. Now, I know when it comes to the relationship aspect and with women, people can call themselves simps in that aspect, but I know a lot of y'all who call yourselves a simp in this chat have shit together in life, so to speak, when it comes to like a job or doing things, or speaking up for yourself or speaking your mind and having goals and shit. You can be a simp in the respect that how you approach women, but you are a detrimental part to yourself if you are a simp in the overall aspect of life. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, or do I need to elaborate a little bit more on that? Mr. E said, the red pill manosphere, joking and talking cash is therapy for us men who want to whoop BM. As for mistreatment of the kids, can't get locked up for whooping a bit. Look, let me say this, man. I had a homie or a GMS fan member in the chat one day. His name is Samaj. I had him as a guest on the show one day. I had the StreamYard open to talk. Matter of fact, if you want me to open the StreamYard so some of y'all can get y'all opinions out there about this subject, let me know. I'll open the StreamYard right now. But he came on the show and he talked about everything his BM put him through. And the only thing I was proud of is the fact that he didn't fucking kill her. And I think it takes a lot of restraint for a man, because we always talk about how women are emotional, but men are always quick to snap as well. You know what I'm saying? It takes a certain thing to make them snap. And BMs, baby moms, know exactly what to do to piss you off and to get under your skin the most. So I had to applaud her for not going crazy. Matter of fact, the man moved as far as he could away from the motherfucker just so he wouldn't have to put hands on him. That is strength. That is power. And that is commendable. Black Men America said, we say all this about simping, but if you let the woman pay her gold Dutch, you're a clown. I guess I'd rather be a simp. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword sometimes. Trauma said, can't blame athletes these days for not having much game. Hell, they make them motherfuckers practice and train all day, all damn day now. Yeah, exactly. And if you didn't try to do it in high school, you're going to be shit out of luck when you go to college, because that just adds on to the more of the fucking shit you got to do. And then even when you get to the pros, a lot of them really, you made a good point, a lot of them don't have game because a lot of their life was spent learning the game of football. So a simp is a relationship hacker looking for an easy way. True. I agree with that. Young Rain said, hey, if I had the money, I'd pay as well. I smash you and there's the money, go away and let me. So you pay him to leave. You pay him to leave. Joe Blast said, your game is either strong, meaning you got the knowledge and use it, or weak because you don't know or don't use what you do. Let's see. Do y'all want to? I see a lot of good points in here. Should I open the StreamYard for you guys? I'm going to open up the StreamYard. Let me do that real quick. And let me get you guys set up, man. Let me get you guys set up. Give me 1 second. I'm about to put the link in the chat. If you wanna pop up, if you don't want to pop up, it's up to you. But I'm gonna put the link up here. And if you have something to add on to this conversation, please don't hesitate to hit the link and join the StreamYard. Please don't hesitate. Because this conversation needs to be spoken about from just not my perspective. I feel like you guys have a lot of good points in the chat, and I want to be able to open that up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this link to the top. And you guys, whoever wants to join in on this StreamYard, go ahead and do that, because we are going to only continue this conversation on for a couple more, probably like 15, 20 more minutes. Whoever calls in and has good convo, we got this. Zim Master says, somebody was going to die if I didn't leave the Bay Area, and it wasn't going to be me. Exactly. Ace of Spades said, it seems that everyone has their own opinion on what a simp is. That's why I asked. Yeah, it really is subjective of what you think a simp is, I think, honestly. I mean, the main thing of it all is how people, view it as in the relationship aspect, but I view it more than that. That's why I don't hate on niggas that say they simps in the way of when they get women. I don't hate on that. But if you a simp in the way where you let the world roll over you, you don't take no chances, nigga. I don't know what to say. Oh, we got the Owl Show on here, man. Shout out to the Owl Show. Let's get him on here. What's going on, Al?
Hello, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Is this your first show? Because it said episode 1.
Oh, no. It's not. This is not my first show. I'm just kind of, starting from the beginning now and just kind of making it, doing a little change up in the way I do things on this channel. So this is just episode 1 of this aspect here.
I see. Okay, yeah, it's the first time I've seen your show. So
okay, appreciate you, man.
So, right. So I know the discussion was simping.
Yeah.
And aspects thereof, I guess, of simping. As I was saying in the chat, I had never heard the word simp until I was on panels on YouTube, like last year, I guess, or seeing YouTube. I never heard that word used. When I was growing up, nobody was called a simp.
Yeah.
I never heard that word. Describe men.
Yeah, I mean that like I said, it's more of it's a newer term because now people want to kind of bring it to a separation between the guys that, in the relationship aspect of it all, they're trying to bring in the separation between guys that have game and guys that don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think simping just came from just people that would do a lot of simple things to try to get women.
Right. Oh, okay. So simp is a variant of simple. Is that right? I'm looking at the etymology here.
Let me not use it as simple, because some guys can use simple ways to get women and it's not really making them a simp. Let me say simp is just is a variant of somebody who doesn't have game. You just don't have game at all. You cannot you can't approach women, you can't talk to them, you cannot pull a woman at all, and you have to and some people just give up. Other people will try to find other ways, hence the people that tune in to certain like Red Pill podcasts to try to learn how to get certain women.
Right. I think the aspect of having game or not having game is simple enough that people understand. But I think one of the problems with simp is like the definition and who it applies to, like, because it seems too broad.
Yeah.
And so, like I said in the chat, when I was growing up, there were different kinds of guys, and I think that's still the case.
Yeah.
Men are defined in specific categories. The jock, the nerd, the geek.
Yeah.
I'll call it criminal. I'll be nice and call it criminal type. This is YouTube, by the way, so don't want to disturb the algorithm, the almighty algorithm.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I've learned. Like I said, I've only been on panels for about a year on YouTube, and it's like people have nervous breakdowns if people mention words like, no, don't say that. Don't talk that way. I'm like, so.
Because they catch that shit so quick, bro. Like, as soon as you say something on here, it's so quick. It's ridiculous.
I was on I think a panel yesterday, and they were saying TikTok is really cracks down.
Oh my God, bro! I've already had an account taken from TikTok just from simply sitting on my live and smoking a joint. But it's like
Oh, really? Yeah.
yeah, what they allow on that platform though is wild. Like it's wild. I literally was scrolling through TikTok the other day and seen somebody pull their pants down, ass out, trying to use the bathroom on a water fountain.
Wait. You're kidding me.
No,
Really?
it's
On
there.
TikTok?
It's on TikTok. Somebody pulled their pants. Some girl pulled her pants down, whole ass out, and tried to sit on a water fountain, and it broke. And she got up, pulled her pants up, and walked away. And I'm like, but I can't smoke and play music. Like it's confusing, man. I think it's a weird way to try to get some creepy things off for this big.
Maybe it is. From the description, it sounds like it should be renamed Only Stands.
Yeah,
right.
Only stands are only creeps, because it's not just that. Like they've had a epidemic of people complaining about underage girls on TikTok doing the most, and how they allow that. But you can't. Yeah, and you can't. And it's ridiculous, bro. It's like that's another reason why I don't even have TikTok or use TikTok like that anymore, because it's like, yo, it's oversaturated with bullshit. So
okay. Yeah, but I heard somebody was saying they're quick. TikTok is quick to like crack down on certain things.
Yeah,
really quick. Like demonetize right away and all that. So that's all I know. But getting back to what I was saying about simp, like I think the problem with that term is it's too broad. First of all, I don't like the word simp.
Yeah.
Because I think it's kind of like thrown out at anybody. It's like, oh, I don't like the way that you handle this situation. You're a simp. I'm like, they're different types of guys. They're not just simps and.
It is an easy cop out too. It is an easy cop out sometimes for people. You know what I'm saying? Especially if somebody doesn't necessarily agree with your way of how you do certain things or how you get women. It is an easy cop out.
I think that's the key. What you just said, I think, is the problem.
Let me add these guys in. We got Rain and we got Uncle Geoff in the building. What's going on, Rain and Uncle Geoff?
Yes, sir. What's going on, GMS?
How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, you just clocked out for lunch, man. I had to tune into this one, man.
This a good one, ain't it?
It's one of them good ones. I said, man, I got to get in on this.
Geoff, you there?
Yo, I'm there now. I got to give him a shit, right? You know your uncle.
Hey, what's going on,
damn,
OG
Geoff,
Jedi?
There you go.
What you got to say about this, Geoff?
Your man Al, he kind of hit the nail on the head. I only disagree mildly. I think I'm going to kind of reverse agree here. I think that simp, if you think about it, covers a wide range. Let it cover a wide range of low frequency male behavior.
Okay.
This is what a simp does, almost like classifying an animal. This is what a hyena does. This is why we disrespect hyenas and pigs, because a pig does these things. A simp does more than lead with his wallet.
Okay.
A simp is a nigga that when a fight break out between it's you and your boys, it's 4 of them and 4 of y'all, this nigga gets in the car and dials 911 and lock the door. That's some simp shit.
Yeah.
A simp will cock block one of his friends because his shit didn't turn out that night. A simp won't babysit. This is called babysitting. I got a girl. My man got a chance to get with this girl. She with a woman I'm not interested in. But if this woman's not occupied, my man ain't gonna score, so I'm a babysit. A simp ain't gonna do that.
No, simp gonna fuck that up.
Since he can't get no pussy, well, tell you what, it's getting late. I gotta go.
Yeah, since he can't, you ain't getting shit.
Look here, let me put some of simp ass business out there back in the day.
Okay.
When we was out on the road, and back when he was divorced at this time, and we was out on the road, dude. If you throw a grenade next to Sinbad, you're gonna kill 5 11s. They were just everywhere. They were every fucking
Yeah.
except this night when we was in Florida, it was 5 of us and it was 5 of them, and it was 4 11s and a hard 6 on New Year's Eve.
Ooh.
God damn.
A
I
hard
got
6.
stuck with her.
Well, he said a hard 6.
A
Yeah.
hard 6, bro. After makeup on New
Wow.
Year's Eve, this was a 6.
Damn.
Okay. I'm like, I know you ain't nowhere near. I will bite a hole in my own neck if I wake up next to you tomorrow. I will kill myself in this room. I cannot do it. But I gotta do it. This is if I fold, these bitches gonna fold.
Yeah, sometimes you
I'm
got to
like,
take one for
okay.
the team.
And
Man.
she try to get back in my room. Yeah, what we finna do now? And there's spades, penny a point, bitch. I got a deck of cards right here.
Hey.
And fucking
Young Rain said it. He said it just now, man. That's where that phrase come from, man. You got to take one for the team.
Take one.
Sometimes,
you gotta
if
take one,
if you do that, not only does it keep you away from that simp label, but it also creates a bigger bond between you and your boys. Now they owe you one. Because now when it's in the other side and you got the 11 and there's another strong 6 on the end for them, they gonna have to do it or else that's not your homie.
And think about this. How many times have you seen a dude that women thought was attractive with an ugly girl, and those attractive women wanting him even more?
That's true as well. Now I'm not saying you gotta sleep with the
Interesting.
girl. You ain't gotta sleep with the 6. But at least occupy the time so that your mans can get it. Because there's gonna be another time when you'll be in another position just like him.
That's another thing. Simps can only think about vagina in the moment.
Yeah.
They can't think. They
That's
can't
powerful.
see past pussy in the moment.
That's powerful.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
what Jeff's point about a guy that will try to block his friend and prevent him from, hooking up with a woman or getting involved with a woman.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of spiteful behavior. Right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that to me says a lot about a guy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you don't do well, fine, but you're gonna go and try to stop
Use torture.
your friends or others.
Well,
That's somebody you don't need to be around.
I've talked about this before.
I'm just being
I've
brutally
shared this story. I had a homeboy who's not my friend today, but back then in high school, you know what I'm saying, when it was high school, you talk to or fuck with whoever you want to. Nigga had a whole trifecta going on. I had a girl at my school, another school in another city, another school in another city, and then nobody had no friends, no connections, none of that. And my homeboy, who I thought was my homeboy, who he wanted one of the girls that I was talking to at our school, told her about the other 2 girls I was messing with. I'm talking about this wasn't just somebody I was an acquaintance with. This was a guy that was part of our friend group who we hung out with damn near every day.
Hey, that nigga stuck in the other school and went on the intercom, was like, "Hey, yo, GMS got another girl in here."
Yo,
Other news,
he should have.
he was on the bulletin.
He should have.
The cheerleaders will be having a bake sale right behind the gym where GMS be cheating on his bra. You just threw your shit way.
Bro. And I'm talking about
He put out an APB.
the domino effect happened, bro. As soon as he talked to her, she talked to that girl talked to the other girl, all in my inbox. You motherfucker, you done.
Hey,
like,
they all went in each maintenance room and cut on the walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I'm saying.
GMS.
GMS is a dirt bag, son. They all went to their schools to talk about me and shit, telling all the
GMS
girls
ain't
don't fuck
shit.
with him.
Over. Yeah, girl.
Over.
that ain't shit. Over.
And I'm like, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you, nigga. So it's like
That's why I said. That's
Where's
why I
the-
said that's the type of guy that you can't have around you, because
That's true.
Not only will they stop you from, exploring your. I'm putting that politely in regards to the almighty algorithm.
yeah.
But also because they will tell other people, right? In
Most
this
of the
case,
time,
sounds
you
like
don't even know until that
Yeah.
situation happens, though.
Let me get Arias
Right.
in here, man. I got my baby mama in here. Let's get her in here to share her opinion. What's up,
Hey,
Arias?
Hey, baby mom.
Hey,
Hey, I mean,
I
if you
just want to
gonna
pop
do
in.
a GMS, look, God damn. Hey, lady.
Hey, I just want to pop in real quick and give
I
a
told my
lady's
story.
perspective.
I told my story. She popped in here quick. She said, "You was fucking with who for how many? You had two what bitches in what school?" But
Can
yeah,
I say this, can I say
We
this
know about
before we
that.
start?
Go ahead,
Before
Jeff.
Before you talk, sister,
Mhm.
I am so proud of GMS from this place. If I'm a date a woman that's not black, she got to be so fine that when I bring her to the picnic, the sisters there go, he ain't shit, but that bitch is fine. We can't say shit.
he ain't
Hey,
shit.
you ain't lying though.
Bro,
You ain't
that's what
lying.
you got.
You can't
Well,
go
I
get the
appreciate that.
fat white girl.
Oh
Let
my
me just
God.
clarify. I know I'm light skinned, but I am mixed. Let's just put that out there.
All right.
Hey,
I'm talking from my
hey.
perspective. I'm talking from the
Yep,
healthy
yep.
perspective that'll put a
Absolutely.
finger
Oh
in
yeah, I know her
Oh, yeah.
daddy and her granddaddy. Them niggas is niggas. So.
All right, go ahead.
Did you say something? I mean, did you guys say something? I was too distracted by Areas.
I know,
Oh,
right?
hey. See,
Right?
they give you your props, baby. They got to give you your
Ain't
props.
hard to look at all.
All right. Well, here, I don't want to take up too much time. I just wanted to give a little bit of my perspective from a woman's point. Now, clearly, it seems like there's a little bit of like, I don't know, not confusion, but there's a lot of different definitions or ways you could use the word simp.
Mhm.
The way I look at it, there's two different types of men, two different types of women. You're, going around trying to knock people down, whatever, do your business. To me, in my mind, a simp is somebody that's, how do I put this? Like flexing on it. Like if you're going around and you're flexing about how many women you're with, but you have to do X, Y, and Z to be with them, or you have to put on a front or a show, and you got to flex about it. That's a simp to me. If you're just going around and you're, dating, you're sleeping with people and you're not like showing off about it, that's whatever. But the simps to me are people that have to flex and look a certain type of way to get those women and to have that image. You know what I mean?
So you saying like dudes that got to go out here and be like, yo, I got this, I got a Rolls Royce, I got all this material shit just to get a woman, that makes them a simp as well.
But then we'll turn around and show off the type of women they get using that method.
And show her off too.
I think she's right.
Hey, but aren't they supposed to?
Here's why I think Arius is right. What I've noticed in the time that I've been alive in my life is that real ladies' men don't talk about
My man.
the women they're with.
Right.
They don't
Exactly.
kiss and tell. They kiss, but they don't tell. They don't make a
Right.
point of saying, I'm with this woman, I'm with that woman, I'm with that woman. So
Right.
real ladies' men, they keep it to themselves. But people know, this guy's a ladies' man, but he doesn't talk about it.
And now, if you
So I
got
think
game and you're
Arius'
getting women like that,
definition is
yeah.
right.
So how
Well,
does
Right.
that work?
I think she's right. I think she has a good point about it, or at least a good argument. Right.
again, guys. Well, to quote Cassidy, the rapper, when we get along, express yourself. I'll respect you if you respect yourself.
Yeah.
If I'm only a simp does that. Guess who I'm fucking? Now. There are some girls who make incredible ex-girlfriends. They're fine as hell, but they crazy. Now, ain't nothing wrong with being in a bar or club and she walk in and niggas go, damn, you go, yeah, I used to tear that ass up. She crazy.
but she crazy as hell.
That bitch is crazy. Be warned. That's one thing. What I think we're all discussing and trying to, it's almost like we're blind and we're all trying to describe an elephant as we stand. Somebody standing by the tail, somebody standing by the leg, somebody standing by the tusk. When actually we are all describing the elephant. This is the shit simps do. Do you think that a dude who would lie on either lie on his dick or tell on his dick is the kind of dude you could trust in a business deal?
Hell no.
He's simping in business.
Yeah.
He's simping with his kids.
Exactly.
He simps as a way of life. In the words of my grandfather, alligators do not fly, son.
And there's a time to speak on what you do and your credentials when you're asked, when you are already in that conversation with the woman you are trying to pursue, because that is going to come up. It's not like you're trying to hide who you are, but if you have to start the conversation with, hey, how you doing? I am NFL player or NBA. I play for, like, that's.
If you campaigning.
Yeah, you can't be out here campaigning. Now, if you talking to her and y'all having a conversation, y'all asking what y'all
That's
do,
funny.
then obviously, motherfucker, hey, yeah, I play for so and so. Oh wow, okay, cool. Now, if you a popular player, if you a nigga that's top 10 players in the NBA or NFL, and you walk up to a girl, she asks what you do, you know she probably lying. You probably want to get the fuck away from her.
Right,
you probably want to move around.
Yeah,
You don't play around with me. Now that's when women be fronting. That's when women will see something and think that because she's like, oh, I'm a pretend like I don't know who he is. That's just gonna get me in with him. Nah.
Can I drop this science on women right now, or with regard to successful men? When you see a successful man and he's smart and he's noted successful, the women in his orbit know he is successful, especially on that fucking NBA level. He knows that a good woman has to kill 50 bad ones to get to him.
Yeah.
He knows that. We already know if I got paper, if like I like to say, I'm the nigga you wish your mama worked it out with. When I walk in, I already know. And cats, I walk around with cats with 200 pounds of money. And you look at the women around them, you can feel their energy. Most of them ain't on it. That one on his arm, that's the one. Because she knows, especially you see dudes that's been in the game a long time, been with their girl a long time. That girl is down. She different. And you can feel her energy is different than the other women around him.
Well, I'm gonna ask y'all. What'd you say, Rain? What'd you say, bro? Oh, I can't hear him. He cut out. But I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I'm gonna get each one of y'all opinions on this. Brimdog asked, so are women simp too? Yes, women can definitely be simps too. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna ask everybody to, of course, take that question and answer it how you want. I'm gonna start with Rain, and we go around and we gonna end on the woman to find out the woman's perspective on this. So can women be simps? I'm gonna start with you, Rain.
I think it's up to the beholder, because you got women that buy things for men. You got women that want to take you out. They want to buy you this. They want to buy you that for your company, but
women be tricking too.
Right. But when the woman does that, what does a man say? His first thing is like, man, I got this little chick, man, hey, man, I'm getting this money from her, blah, blah, blah. Nobody will call her a trick or a simp or all that, right?
Oh, they'll be looking at him like he on his shit, like, oh, you got
they're
this
looking
girl.
at him, right? They look at the man as though he's came up. But now you reverse that role and you put a man in that same situation, they're gonna look down on him.
You got a point. He gonna be called the simp.
Right, he'll be the simp. But it's the same thing.
All right, how about you, Al? What you think, Al? Can women be simps too?
I've never really seen it from seeing that perspective in terms of a female perspective. I think in theory, yes, probably in theory. I think the reality is that the term, as I understand it and as I've seen it, is meant to apply to men primarily, because it's considered what they will do to get a woman, right? That's why they're called that, right?
Okay.
It's not really the other way around, because again, it would, in order for that to be the same, you would have to have women who are really willing to do things that won't work out for them, to do that with men. There may be some women who will do that, but I don't really think it's quite the same.
Okay. How about you,
I don't
Geoff?
think it's quite the same.
Yeah. Real quick. Do you mind if I ask your age, Al?
Yeah, I'm in my 50s.
Yeah, it's a goddamn grown ass man answer right there. I'm gonna have to concur with Al. It's moot. It doesn't mean anything when you call a woman a simp.
Yeah.
Are you talking about is the kind of woman I need to stay away from. Okay, the simp
That's a very
is
good point.
surely a masculine term that has to do again with the qualities of a simp. Simp is short for simpleton.
Simpleton. There we go. That was the word I was looking for.
Trying to anchor it to female behavior, I think it's okay to do it simply, almost like you can eat Subway, but you don't want to make that your entire diet.
Right.
You don't want to make entirely the concept of simp orbit around how you deal with women. Simp is about who you are. You're a fucking simp.
Simpleton.
I'm not surprised when I hear that you done fucked off your son's credit by putting your cell phone in his name and not in his phone. He got to start out in the minus because of your simp ass.
Yeah.
That's not something men do though.
Yeah. Oh, brother. I will say this.
Let's look at the majority of people that do that. Is that a woman or a man?
The exact same man that can brag, like you said, about taking a broad's money, as opposed to going, yeah, this broad, I'm taking her money, but I'm taking it because she's an accountant, and I'm bringing her into this other circle of broads that I'm dealing with because we gonna build some shit. That's pimp shit, not simp shit. Simp shit is when you can brag on anything. I hate these fucking parasite sponge ass niggas that live off of women. They give players a bad name. They get a game of black eye. A simp, the game of black eye in any context.
Okay.
And it's masculine.
The definition of a simpleton is a foolish or gullible person. Arius, now you can you answer this question? Can women be simps?
I think so. I think that word obviously has been mainly used for men, but I do believe that yes, women can be. The tendencies might be a little different between the genders, but generally, it's the same thing happening. You know what I mean? I've known women that have simp behaviors and will just, be okay with certain things or go above and beyond just to say that they're attached or with that person, knowing X, Y, and Z about them. So I personally believe that yes, women can be simps, but maybe
most of the time they call the woman a sugar mama, right?
Yeah. I mean, but there's sugar
there
daddies
you go.
too.
So that's
you
what
know?
I mean.
There's
different words for it too. Yeah.
Sugar daddies are simps. Sugar daddies.
Well, but that's a specific arrangement, though.
Yeah, but I
that's
mean,
a specific
so
arrangement.
that's the other thing too. That's where it goes into the arrangement and whether or not, like, are you out here flexing on these?
So I'll say this specifically, specifically the arrangement. If you are a sugar daddy and all you do is pay for a woman's time just so she can stand next to you at a fucking basketball game on the floor, and you spending money just so she can hang out with you, that's simp shit.
I gotta disagree, brother. Yeah. I have to firmly disagree.
I gotta hear the explanation of this, because I mean, just spending money just so she can stand next to you to look good.
Absolutely. Yes.
What about
nothing
the man
else?
that pays money? What about the man that pays the money just to get her to move?
I'm sorry, bro.
Isn't that like an escort?
Thank you, baby. There you go. Now, and I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring every man, and you insert the celebrity here. You insert the high figure here.
Okay.
You insert the politician here. Every man as a king that has fallen over pussy has fallen because he fucked a commoner. Back in the day, when kings used to have sex with commoners, if they got them pregnant, do you know what they would do with them?
They kill them.
One of two things. They either made them concubines or they killed them and that child.
Yep.
So that they did not have the problems that celebrities have now. So that they did not have turkey-based problems. So when you see a dude that's got real paper, if he deals with an escort on a certain level that's $5,000 a night and he got her for the weekend, that means that other motherfuckers who are smart enough to deal with her, because what they're buying is never hearing, where is this going?
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
I'm late. So, but here's my point.
Discrepancy.
When you see that
Discrepancy.
girl with him and she $5,000 a night, the other ballers know she $5,000 a night.
Goddamn right.
The niggas talk about looking at them trekking off.
I have heard.
You goddamn right.
I have heard that some of these women that are being paid for just to pay for their time, they do help business deals just because of the simple fact that they brought a fucking 20 with them to go meet up with some other business individuals somewhere in the box.
Absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? In the skybox somewhere. So I know that to be a way for them to make money back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I spent $5,000 for you for the night. I'm about to sign $1 million deal.
If it's being seen on Instagram or YouTube, and you're dealing with a man with a woman, or in a picture with a woman, or on YouTube with a woman, it's usually business anyway. The internet is basically business as I see it. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. It's all business as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Right? You know, because you have influencers and all that.
All these entities, all these different outlets and platforms, like I was just saying earlier, some people will make shit up just because they know it'll work out in their favor if it starts to trend. There's gonna be money made from it regardless.
True.
Sure.
This whole space, like even with sugar daddies and sugar mamas, like that works out to a benefit, so to speak, if they do it right. So like I said, if the lady you spending money on to spend time with you is also there to help you close $1 million deal, that 5,000 is just what? Collateral?
Look, right now,
that's a
retainer.
It's
a write-off. There we go.
I work at the post office. Check, right? There's a dude in here and there's a girl in here. Every single day, he sends her to his car to get money out of his car. Every day, he just walk up to her, give her cash, give her lunch for no fucking reason.
Just to do it?
Just to do it.
And he don't get nothing. He don't get nothing in return. He don't do.
Nope. She go home to her husband. No. She's pregnant. This dude is damn near like, what, 70, 65?
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
there is
that's a big reason why.
Yeah.
It's a big reason.
That makes sense.
There is a
that
reason.
makes sense.
This nigga need to check out, and he's finding a way not to do it earlier.
He's paying for emotional surrogacy.
Mm-hmm.
He's paying.
That's a good way to put it.
To be responsible and involved in a woman's life without any strings, and that's worth money to him.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it here. The way that I've observed, my observation of relationships, the difference between men and women in terms of relationships is women are investors and they see relationship as an investment. So they want a return on investment in some way, financial, emotional, intellectual, so forth.
Right.
Men are consumers and they react as a consumer would. Like if you go into a restaurant, you want a meal. If you go to a store, you want to buy X product or that product, right? So the way men and women approach relationships is vastly different. Women, in my view, are investors and men are consumers, right? And that manifests itself in marriages, at the end of marriages, right? Because people talk about, women initiate all the divorces or most of the divorces. And I would say that reason is because of what I mentioned. They're investors. They're not getting a return on investment. They're not getting velocity. To use another business term, I hate to use business terms in relationships, but I do anyway.
Yeah.
And so they will end the marriage and move on. Men are consumers, so they get tied to marriage. Mm-hmm. So marriage, in my view, is much more important for men. Relationships are much more important for men than women, at least emotionally and mentally and psychologically. So they're like, I like this. Go ahead.
No, they put more into it, you know? It is what you're saying. Like they put more into it. They have to put more into it because that's kind of almost been the stereotype of it all. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, women play their part, but it seems like the man has to go above and beyond just to satisfy the woman in a certain way. But we also get back life in that way. You know what I'm saying? A woman still has to bear a child for you. And this is in the aspect of somebody who wants a real relationship and wants to like make some shit last and really not on those simp shit at all. This is somebody that really wants some real shit, some long lasting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look for those types.
But here's another thing that I brought out in regards to relationships, and I've said this before. I've said part of the reason, in my view, what happens, I think, is that when women have children, when they have kids, right? They have a kid. In my view, the man is on the clock. He's now on trial. So because that woman at that point has gotten what she needs biologically and maybe emotionally out of that relationship, a kid or kids, right? Because she can't get it any other way. So now that she has that, the next thing is, do I now really need to deal with this guy? Because I have kids I've got to deal with. That's my obligation now. I don't want to deal with this big kid, meaning the guy she's married to or a guy involved, because I'm taking care of kids. I don't need to take care of this big kid. And so if you notice, here's something that you might want to consider. People talk about single mothers or why, women initiate divorces. Think about whether the women who initiate divorces, whether a number of them have kids by the guy they divorced. And if they do, then what I'm saying is it's partly because of what I'm saying. And a number of women aren't conscious of this, right? They may not even be thinking about this, but it's being put into action. Because they've gotten what they need emotionally, physically out of the relationship. And now you have those kids, you go,
as far as like,
and there's also
system,
that kind
you want hella money and all types of shit. It's crazy.
Right, because she got what she needed. And so divorce and, need the child support, need the alimony. But she's gotten what she needs out of the relationship. But the guy, and this is where, biology conspires, the fact of the matter is that, and another thing is women have that biological obligation to kids. They have, and that's why a lot of women get the custody of the kids, because they have the obligation socially and biologically to raise children. And so, and they, if they are not brought up by mothers to do so, they learn. They can learn easily. Men don't have that obligation, which is why they don't usually get custody of kids. Right? They're not trained to do that. They're not socially trained.
Because literally, the man really doesn't have right over that kid.
Right.
Say that again.
So,
he said legally the men don't have the right over the kid.
That is grossly inaccurate, brothers. Grossly.
I mean, I know a lot of men that have custody of their kids because they are sole custody of 100%.
I can tell
when you this, but that's a difference.
I don't want to derail the show.
Birth.
But at some time, if y'all want to talk about that, I can tell you directly with what I'm dealing with right in my house about that.
Because the way that I'm pushing this channel now, we're gonna have a lot more panels. We're gonna have a lot more discussions surrounding real life topics like this. So we definitely gonna have a time for that for sure.
Well, I didn't want to get too far into that, but I just wanted to say one aspect was, once a woman gets what she needs in terms of kids from a guy, then as I see it, he's on trial. The clock, it's like a taxi cab. Remember those?
And not necessarily in the way where the woman is like, I don't want to, but now it's like he almost has to do more to prove himself and to maintain that relationship with
different.
her.
Right. There you go. It's different. Things have changed, whether she's conscious of it or not. Go ahead.
What your guy Al is saying to co-sign that is this is social order disrespecting human nature. This marriage shit, to really break this down, husband comes from the term house bond. Back in the day, when you hear like a king, like a land gets overthrown, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm the king, and under me are dukes, lords, and earls and shit. Well, this is people who were responsible and answer to the king for certain regions of land. They wasn't gonna be out there milking them cows and doing the shit with the horses and shit themselves. So
Yeah.
they had a man who was a bond over a house that was responsible for running that land. He was the house bond.
Yeah.
He needed help. They needed to make some more kids to do this menial shit that the royals wasn't doing. Here come a wife. When you come to me, you got to come with a dowry. You got to come with some shit. What you got? We get together and we make this unit that is a family. And that ain't got shit to do with human nature, which is, like your man Al said, you nurture these kids, and I don't want to be the fuck around you. Why do you think it is the man is always looking for a spot to himself in the house? Because he don't really want to be around
Where you think
shit.
where you think the man cave comes from?
That's what that
Right.
comes from. Because
Right.
it's our nature
Right.
to be around, but not no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
bro.
it's sad,
that makes a
isn't
lot
it?
of sense,
When you
yeah.
think about it, it's sad. It's sad, really.
Yeah, and really, I
I
think
mean-
to that, I think just building, trying your, and that's why I said before, man, when it comes to a relationship and you wanting to actually build something that's long lasting and it can stand the test of time, it's way better to take as much time as you can with that person to really get to know that person, really see if that person is down for you, so that when situations like that happen, y'all have kids, even if you have kids with somebody and don't get married yet, you know what I'm saying? You still got to learn that person. Like, a lot of people have kids way too early, and even within a year that's having kids way too early. You really got to know somebody. It don't take a year, 2 years, 5 years to fully know somebody. You got to really spend a lifetime with somebody. So I think that's a testament to how people will work out as well after having kids, because like you said, that shit will kick in. But if you guys have something that's a bond, a real genuine, like, y'all both can figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? It don't work 100%
What
of the
Geoff
time,
said-
but go ahead.
What Geoff said was accurate. What he's saying is you're dealing with social construct versus biology and nature.
Mhm.
And I think that contrast that he made was very good, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Procreation, having offspring, and having kids, that's nature. That's biology,
Yeah.
right? Marriage is social, right? Animals don't get into marriage. You don't see animals having marriage ceremonies, right? Human beings do, because that's a social construct that has been imposed on men and women for millennia and beyond, right?
Right.
So you're taking this social construct and you're tying it to procreation and you're tying it to other things, right?
Mhm.
And if people actually took marriage seriously, they would not consider it a lifetime institution or a long-term institution. It'd be a short-term institution. 10 years, like a charter years ago for businesses, right? Make it,
Well, see,
it used to be in terms of business.
They confuse you up at that altar when they say "till death do us part." That
Right.
is a
That doesn't make any
mental.
sense.
It's a mental fuck for a lot of people, because when that time
Right.
comes, when y'all actually part and y'all two motherfuckers ain't dead, you motherfuckers gonna try to kill each other because y'all motherfuckers.
That's right.
It's a mental
Well,
fuck.
I mean, think about this. Everything else has a time span to it, has an end, has a limited time, has a limit to it, right?
Yo, Al,
Everything else. Go ahead.
Yo, you said for people that do take marriages seriously, right? So how many? What percent would you say people that don't take it seriously?
Oh, in terms of seriousness, in terms of marriage,
Right.
oh, I never really thought of it in that way, right? Well, look at the rates of divorce, right? It's usually the rates of divorce in a given year are probably close to 50%, if not 50%, right?
Yeah.
So my point about marriage is very simple. marriage as it has been constructed makes no sense, right? It should be a limited institution, like 10 years or so.
You got to put. So you saying like it's like putting a lease on some shit, on a car, or some shit,
Right.
and like if you want to renew your lease,
Precisely.
okay, we gonna do this
There you
again because
go.
we with it.
Precisely.
Precisely. I've
That's
never
my
in my
point.
life heard. I've never in my life heard marriage put out like that in that way. That's crazy.
I don't know if anyone else thinks this way, but
it's
I say, I'm somebody who's single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why I say that marriage really isn't regarded as a serious institution by anybody. It's just it's a social construct that has been attached to procreation and the creation of offspring.
In the
right?
Bible.
It's a social convention.
Yeah.
Right. Religion is part of it, but it's outside of religion. It doesn't matter. You can be religious, not religious, but it's a
Jeff,
social convention.
What you think about that, Joe?
Well, wow. Well, there are a number of things. One, as we come to, and this is a deep fucking rabbit hole here, gentlemen. As we come to the dawning of the age of Aquarius, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the zodiac cycles around the sun. This is why people are becoming so, the stuff we are talking to GMS about as younger than us. There was no elders talking to me like this. There was nobody talking to me like I'm talking to you. And it is because we are supposed to be dispelling this wisdom to you in order to break some of the chains that we were in. And monogamous marriage absolutely is not going to work for the future of Black people for one simple reason: mathematics. There are 2 million more. This is what I try to tell unruly sisters. Counting all the niggas you don't want, for all the great reasons you do not want them, there are 2 million more of you. Basically, if you live in Atlanta, you are playing musical chairs around a man with 16 women to one man. So instead of playing musical chairs with 15 chairs and 16 women, it's 16 women in one chair. Which means if we are going to move forward, we are going to have to move forward closer to biology. I made some kids with you, but there is a society that will not allow me, without being in deep shit, to make more children and more situations than I can be king over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have women fall in line with that. You're going to have to share a man if you want a Black one. That's what it's going to come down to.
Oh, that's an interesting take. That's a very interesting take.
What?
From the man. Do the man.
Hey, I hear that.
Hey, but when you look in Atlanta, and to what he just said, like, it's very true. Just looking in this damn warehouse, I mean, it's extremely true.
Expound on that. What you mean?
Like, the ratio, like, is, for one, people know the gay rate down here is extremely high.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
And like, so you look at the women, it's like you see a group of 7 women and there's no men. Or it's one man and he's gay.
You come down there with an untouched booty hole.
Right, you are the king. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I tell you, so many women be
untouched
like
booty hole t-shirts.
Women just throw themselves at me.
I'm gonna say it like this: as the rates climb in Atlanta for gay men, I feel like the percentage of finding the right person for you as a straight man is higher now because the women that are looking for a straight man and looking for a relationship with a man out there, their chances are becoming slimmer because of the rate of gay men climbing in Atlanta is what I'm hearing. So they're going to be looking even harder for the right person. They're not going to just be looking for any type of dude because the options are getting slim.
Dear, can I say this to
you have a better chance of finding a legit woman, man. Go ahead, Jeff.
I got to say this to the young men in the room. I'm going to teach you what I taught my sons who the oldest is 38 now. So I've been teaching this for a minute. Stay away from young men your age. Say, I'm going to get some pussy. That guy's an idiot. You don't get pussy. You my son. You give out dick. And when you look at it that way, you start becoming selective about who you spend your time with. And I'm not talking just from an aesthetics point of view. I'm talking about no Jesus in your head, no weave on it. If that's what you expect, then anything outside of that you don't have to deal with because of the math. Whatever it is you want in a woman, and that grows as you mature, is in your favor as long as you don't go to jail or wind up surfing your mama's couch. Whatever you want is out there because of the math. If you get in an argument louder than the radio with me as a single man now, thank you so much for playing. Got some lovely parting gifts for you. But I'm not. The math is too strong. Why am I fucking with just you when I see your attitude is bad?
Well, a lot of us, here's another thing, man. I feel like that a lot of us have been programmed and had to get out of a lot of the ways of thinking when it comes to relationships or our preference or things that we like about people, because a lot of us have seen or have been showed ways of how to view certain people. Like when you see movies or television, the depiction of what they say is beautiful, or the depiction of somebody's perfect personality is something you be trying to chase for, not even realizing that you got to spend days with these people. You can't get the best side of somebody 24/7. People are looking for something that is unattainable. You can't find perfect in anybody. You have to be able to accept flaws and accept differences in somebody. A lot of people want perfection. I don't think that. I think people have to get out of that mindset of trying to find a perfect person and realize that you are good. And people like, no, don't settle for less. No, don't settle for less. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to be open to accepting somebody for who they are, or else, and not trying to change nobody. Don't try to sit up there and try to, if you do this, then we'll stay together. Or you need to know, if this is something you don't like, I think you need to go find somebody that fits the structure of what you want and stop trying to change somebody. The more you try to change someone, the worse your fucking relationship will be.
You don't like them anymore.
You gotta be
People want
about
Sleepless in Seattle. People want Sleepless in Seattle, and they wind up cold in Cleveland.
Facts.
Wow.
But hey, man, look, I just want to say this before we wrap this up, because this was a very, very great discussion, and I am very, very thankful for everybody who pulled up, man. Young Rain, the Owl Show, thank you for this being your first time pulling up, and also being a part of the panel and putting in some good convo, man. I appreciate that a lot.
Oh,
Uncle
thank you.
Geoff,
Thank you for having me.
Bro, it's always a pleasure to have you dropping jewels on here, man. You know, you are always, the door is always wide open, bro. You can just walk right in the motherfucking crib, bro. This is the GMS show.
Can I say something on that?
OG.
Yeah.
Can I say something on that? One, I'm really trying to involve myself a lot more with social media.
Yeah.
Two, in that, I'm still an arrogant fucking snob. So there's certain stuff I really am. I'm in touch with my arrogance. I just dig AP. It's just certain young cats that I see that they got it, man. You got it. And
I appreciate that, man.
I enjoy the show. I turn it on because I enjoy it. So yeah, if I can say something and I'll get in your little funky beat battles.
Hey, we're gonna make that happen.
Hey.
Oh yeah. I'll be forgetting
it. Versus Geoff, man. Let's do it.
Sir. Oh, do you want to do a versus?
Let's do a versus. Geoff versus GMS. Let's do it.
Hey man, that'll be what I think. Honestly, Geoff has way more experience in this production shit than I do. I'm gonna be dead ass.
I tell you what I would do though. You get your boys, I get my boys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll do that because I'm gonna tell you that one of my boys is Shaka Khan's musical director, and
that'll be fun. I'm with it.
Another one with it. Dre.
Okay. Okay.
Old dudes against the young dudes.
Say less.
I'm with it.
And
I'm
that'll
with
be
it.
tight. That'll be tight.
Yeah, okay, let's try to put that together. I swear to God. Let me Rashad, I'll make a commercial. Yo, Rashad, James Broadway, Jinx.
Okay.
Yo, fellas, Clint Sands. These are all monsters. These are all
Okay.
monsters.
Hey, look.
Attention, fire monster titan friends of mine that I forgot your name because this is some real good shit. We gonna put together a beat battle in love. The Young Bucks versus the OGs on GMS.
Let's do it, man.
Hey,
That'd be
that's
fun.
tight.
That'll
That's
be
tight.
fun as hell, bro. We gonna set
there.
that shit up for sure, and I hope everybody pulls up for that shit as well,
definitely
motherfucker. That's
gonna
gonna be a
tune into
legendary ass show. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Everybody,
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for joining the GMS show. Hey, let's go. Hey, we coming with our best, bro. I'm gonna assemble the Young Avengers. Trust me. I know I got some people. I will assemble them. Assemble your crew.
Yeah.
Bring them through to the GMS show. We gonna settle it up, man. We gonna set it up. I'm gonna hit you up. We gonna set the date, and we gonna drop the motherfucking preview, and we gonna make this shit happen, man.
Let's do it, man.
I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Aries, baby G, love you. I thank you so much for pulling up on us. Y'all have a good one, man. GMS fam, shout out everybody that was in the chat today. Appreciate y'all.
Everybody, man, have a good one, man. Joe,
Peace.
On your peace, on your...
Yo, what a fucking show today. What a fucking show. That was amazing. I did not expect that to go that way. But that was a really, really incredible show. Thank you so much to the Owl Show. That guy is very dope. I appreciate him for pulling up. He's a first-time watcher of the GMS show, and he got on the panel, so that's big of him, man. Shout out to my guy Young Rain, the motherfucking habitual arguer, the habitual disagreeer. That's my guy, man. Young Rain, that's my motherfucking guy. Shout out to Arius, man. Thank you so much. Uncle Geoff in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Put a GMS in the comments. If you did not participate in the chat, now is your time. Put a GMS in the comments. I'm going to shout everybody out. Shout out Brim Dog, Lacey, Black Hippie, Ricky, my nigga AP in the building. Make sure you go subscribe to the 3Gs podcast. Motherfuckers always putting out content every week, every Friday. Dope conversations, great laughs, and great knowledge being dropped by an OG and a young G. Actually, we in the same, man, we both in our 30s. What am I talking about? You not my OG, nigga. Fuck you, AP. Why I think you my OG? You ain't my OG. You ain't old, nigga. Shout out to Will Stovlin, Ty Ward, Trey 979, Theodora NYC, Joe Blast, Rob Justice, Marvin Thomas. Click those links, by the way, just to give y'all a motherfucking idea of how this beat battle is gonna go. Click that link by my guy JR Miller that says Beats by GMS. I have 5 beat tapes out that are all absolutely free. You can download them and listen to them right now. Check them out, man. I would most appreciate it. Pedro Lee in the building, Prophylactic Tactics, Lady Aries. Lacey, man, I appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Y'all was clowning, man, but I was trying to stay in tune with the conversation and make sure I was responding to the right things instead of reading y'all crazy ass motherfucking comments. Y'all niggas is funny as hell. Shout out to the Owl Show, Joe Blast, Kale Hill, C-Mo, Wilt Stumbleton, Mr. E in the building. Click all those links, man. Follow me on all my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you enjoyed today's show. Hit the like on your way out. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? I would most appreciate it. Support the GMS show. We will support you back. We're going to open up the panel a lot more and get more of y'all opinions on this because we are the GMS fam. Not fans, GMS fam. And I value y'all opinions just as much as I value my own. So as long as y'all pull up and support the show, I'm going to make sure I reciprocate that to y'all. Thank y'all so much once again. Mickey Knox, I see you, brother. Follow me on IG, man. You know, I go live on there and have other conversations, man. That's the behind the scenes shit. So if you ever want to catch some real behind the scenes talk, unfiltered, a whole bunch of shit that is probably not allowed on YouTube, even when it comes to Club GMS. Oh yeah, Club GMS. Every Thursday, man. So this Thursday, 7 o'clock, man, 7 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you guys go follow that link, man. Look at the description below. There's a link tree. You will see Club GMS. Make a Twitch account if you don't have one, okay? Just to support Club GMS. We go on there. I DJ. I play a lot of dope-ass music. What up, Terrence? You gotta pull up to Club GMS. Brandy, I see you. I need to fill that room up. We had a lot of y'all pull up to the first Club GMS ever. So I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I really, really fucking do. Hit that GMS Discord too. That's another place where y'all can have conversations about the show and with other people in GMS fam. But hit that Twitch link, man. Follow me on there. Let's turn up, let's party, bring your drinks, bring your smoke, bring your dancing shoes and your roller skates because we get it in on Club GMS. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate the panel. Appreciate the GMS fam. I'm finna get out of here and smoke another and enjoy the rest of my Monday. I hope y'all do the same as well. Thank y'all so much, GMS fam. We out.